motivation follows action, not motivation doesn't come first. You just have to do the action first.
Yeah. And it's the same in business, I gather. Sometimes you have to take some step. You got to take some step. You don't know where it's going to lead.
Yeah. Even if it's wrong, take it. I mean, I tell people say, I'm not ready to have kids. You're never going to be ready to have kids ever. Just you have them and you become ready, right? I'm not ready to start a business. You're never going to be ready. Start the business and you'll figure it out. The doors will open as you go, right? So no, I'm not ready to be in shape. I'm not ready to commit to a workout program. You're never going to be ready, man. You just need to start going, right? Start going and the doors will open and you'll weave your way through it.
Martians landed.
Yes.
Wearing Prada suits.
Yes.
Drinking Henry Seltzer.
Yes.
Chewing juicy fruit.
Yes, and?
Your branding here.
Yes, brand.
Your message here.
Yes, and?
A verse about.
Yes.
Your product here.
Yes.
I'm Hirsch Redfin.
Yes, and?
I'm a message therapist.
Yes.
And I have a podcast.
Yes, brand.
That's right, that's it.
Yes.
We'll help you fix the world.
Yes.
Or your bottom line.
All right.
Your bottom line.
Get it. I get it. Welcome to the Yes Brand Podcast. Yes.
Welcome to another episode of the Yes Brand Podcast. Weather's getting better. I'm outside today. For this interview, I went inside the gym with Shannon the Cannon Hudson, founder of the world's largest kickboxing fitness franchise, 9Round. So anyway, we'll get into that in a minute. I'm really excited to share that conversation with you. I think it's great that you can sit on your ass and listen to a show about getting up off your ass. And I think that's a fantastic thing. And also it started getting me thinking about, when I talk about customer finance solutions and, if I'm an entrepreneur, solopreneur, service provider, I'm worried about how are my customers going to get financing. But there's another side to that whole equation, which is something like a franchise where they're doing a lot of credit card processing. And so in situations like that, certainly you can avail yourself of a solution provider like Numerous Capital, our JV partner this season, because they're a market leader in credit card processing solutions, so that you can control your bottom line, not have your margins get squeezed by interchange fees, and so on and so forth. So just go to numerouscapital.net/yes. Follow the link on this screen. And without further ado, Yes Brand.
In the hot seat today at Yes Brand is Shannon the Cannon Hudson. Shannon is the founder and CEO of 9Round Franchising, which is the largest kickboxing fitness franchise in the world. And in full disclosure, I should say that I am coming up on my 300th workout at my local 9Round franchise in Coralville, Iowa. Welcome, Shannon, to Yes Brand.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. And I'm so happy you remember.
Oh, dude. So am I. So, and I've probably done more than 300 workouts because there was another location and I didn't even keep track. And I was there for a couple of years. So, the reason it fascinates me to talk to you is because what I noticed I don't know a ton about franchises. That's not really my specialty, although I've worked with some retail franchises, but with gyms, it just seems like it's so hard to get people in there. Like to get people in there and to get them to come in there, it's almost like for some people, the dentist, right? Like they don't want to go. How have you addressed this? And we'll talk about your history and your experience as a champion, but not every champion goes on to open a business this successful. So, how do you get people in there?
Well, you hit the nail on the head. That is the holy grail of fitness, because you're so right. People are having to pay for pain. I mean, let's be honest. Get in shape hurts. I mean, the exercise, you're going to sweat. Your muscles are going to be sore. You got to eat like a bird. I mean, it's hard to get in shape. It's hard to lose weight, right? So what do we do? Oh my gosh, it's a marketing piece, right? Because you know what? There's a lot of good workouts out there. There's so many great brands out there, boutique brands and gyms. There's so many good options. everybody gives a good workout. So we have to be very good at marketing. It's kind of like McDonald's. I can make a better burger at home, but they have the best marketing. I mean, they're on every corner. They get Travis Scott. They get all the, they have great marketing. So your question is, how do we get people in the door? Our number one way is referrals. Referral, bring friends, tell their friends, come see this place. These people are amazing. The workout's great. That's the number one thing we do. And of course we do the basic stuff, the social media, the paid advertising, the mailers, the go business to bit, the grassroots, the events. You got to be omnipresent. You got to be like an octopus, man. You got to have arms everywhere, right? So that's how we try to get people in the door.
And you started with just the one franchise, the one gym in Greenville, right, in South Carolina. And now, I mean, you had, last time I looked, around 500. I don't know how many you have worldwide, but it was in the 500 range.
Yeah. 520 in 19 countries. So it's exciting.
Wow. That's crazy. That's incredible. So you were the IKF light middleweight champion kickboxer in the world. When did you decide you wanted to open this business?
Yeah, it's a great story. I love telling it, and my older brother, who's 9 years older than me, started karate when I was born in 1979 at the local karate school. And I grew up around martial arts. My brother started going to tournaments and I was just following him and going around. And then of course, when I was 7 years old, almost 8, I started in the same karate school, and I've been a lifelong martial artist. And I got the competition bug early with karate tournaments, started competing in amateur kickboxing, amateur boxing, did some Golden Glove tournaments. And then I said, I'm going to turn professional as a kickboxer. And my professional debut was on a fight league that Chuck Norris was starting called the World Combat League. And it was a ton of fun. Got to meet Chuck Norris. And since then I fought in Switzerland, France, won a world title as a pro in Canada. I love to compete. I love the sport.
Yeah. And then the idea of 9Round, the idea of this, what was the origin of that? Because that is just really novel. Like
thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't answer the question, did I? You're right.
Oh, no, but that's all right. I was going to circle back around to rather you're the guest. So
well, thank you.
So, but yeah,
Hirsch, I've been hitting the head a lot, so I forget things. Right? So, what happened was, I told my wife Heather, I said, you know what? Gosh, this training that you do to fight at this world championship level is so good. How do I bring that to the average person, but take out the getting hit part, because that's no fun. Right. And make it a fitness program and a holistic, get stronger mentally, learn to punch, learn to kick, do these empowering movements. And there was a brand out there I really liked. It was a 30-minute circuit, and it was women only. And they had 8,000 locations. I don't know if you remember it. It was called Curves.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And
right.
I said, I love that model. Small footprint, not a lot of staff members. It's a circuit, so you can come whenever's convenient. It's only 30 minutes. And we modeled the brand there. We started with that framework and said a 30-minute workout, kickboxing will come out to a 9-round workout. That's when we got the name 9Round. And those stations, number 8's a speed bag, round 1's jump rope. Those stations have stayed the same for 15 years.
Yeah.
We just changed what we do on the drill. In 2008, we borrowed money from a friend, maxed out the only credit card that we could get. We were cash poor and energy rich, man. And we started the first brand with no sign on the building, the first location in 2008. And we had almost 100 members in 30 days. We knew then we had something very special. And now it's, how do I scale it, get it out, get distribution out to more people? So.
Okay. Well, going back to the 9 rounds, there have been days when I wish you would eliminate the jump rope because now obviously gets the heart rate up. It gets you go, but some of that stuff just is deceptively difficult. And there's a question in here too. It's just not just a bitch session for me, but it's like, I walk in and the trainers will know. They'll be like, yep, try it. Just try it. Because the coordination required for some of these moves is difficult. But for people coming in to the gym, how do you balance like the level of difficulty that they're going to need in order to really make it work, and the desire that they're going to have to do stuff that sometimes they feel they just can't do?
Yeah, it's a great question. And two things on jump rope. Number one, we try our very best to keep some authenticity to actual fight training. So what do world champion fighters do? Well, they all jump rope, and there's a reason for that. So we want to keep that element there. We try to teach the trainer some methodology to help customers, because we have a rope that's not even connected called an air rope. I don't know if you've seen.
Oh yeah, I've used it. Yeah.
So there's a good place to start if you can't jump the rope. And there's 2 rounds in that workout, Hirsch, that people see improvement very fast. One is jump rope. If they get 2 turns today, they might get 3 tomorrow.
Yeah.
The other's the speed bag.
Speed bag. Yeah.
They might not get hit it at first, but when they do, the light bulb goes off and they're like, oh God, I can do this. And that's what hooks you, right? So that's the reason the jump rope is there. And I hear that a lot from people, man, it's hard. I don't like jump rope or this and that, but we believe if you are coached properly, you can get there,
Yeah. And I mean, the way my mind works, because I'm in the business of branding and messaging and a lot of times comedy driven stuff, I'll be like thinking of funny ways to, like, how would you promote the gym? And, and it's funny because you want to be able to show people thriving and succeeding at it. But at the same time, the fact that it's hard. So what you end up doing is the comparison to another gym is where you would create a gym version of something that doesn't work, that has all those pitfalls. And then 9Round would be the opposite. And in a way it is, because, you get out, you're in and out in 30 minutes, which, and I've done the other stuff too. I had a friend that I worked out with for a while so that we could hold each other accountable at regular gyms. I worked with a trainer, which is very expensive also to work with a trainer. And here we have like 3 trainers at any given moment. You have trainers and I'm totally unabashed about being an advocate for the gym, because that's why I wanted you on. It was because it has worked for me and I love it. And Jen here in Coralville also, what an amazing team she's put together. How do you, I know you do trainings obviously for the franchisees and all of that, but how do you capture, because I also was at, I have an office in California and I was at a 9Round in Culver City a few years ago. It was pre-pandemic, but again, so warm, so welcoming. Oh yeah, come in, work out, gave me gloves. How do you attract and cultivate that culture of just supportiveness and everybody being warm and like a family kind of, how do you pull that together?
Yeah, great question. And it's hard to do. It's not easy to do. Culture is king. They say cash is king, but culture is king. And we're in the people business. At the end of the day, it's a people service business. So that is numero uno. I mean, the equipment's great and all, but that's not what's going to make people feel the warm and fuzzy and want to come there. It's the people. So from us, it's bringing the right franchise owner on board. Number one, it's not selling to anybody that can fog a mirror and can afford it. It's people that have in their heart a caregiver attitude. They want to help people. They want to help their community, and they love working with people. They're a social butterfly, right? That is it. So, because I can teach this, the punching, I can teach the punching, kicking. That's pretty simple. With an athletic person, a trainer, if they're athletic at all, that's easy, and that comes second nature. They love that stuff. But what you can't teach is personality. So for us, it's crucial to get the right franchise owner with the right personality, and because they usually hire people like them, right? So if we get that right, we know that location is going to have a great chance of hiring the right people and putting the right energy in the studio, and that's what we want.
Yeah, it makes total sense. I mean, they cultivate around them the kind of people that want to work for people like them. Yeah, and then the membership becomes like that too. It just really feeds into it. So I find it's really nice, a very tight, space, and it's warm and all that. I do have a question about who chooses the playlists. I don't know that I approve of all the playlists. That I don't know if anybody loves all the playlists. I'm trying to think of what it was this morning. It was good this morning. I liked it. Sometimes it's just not what I would work out to. It's just, can't please everybody, but how do you figure it out?
That's a great question. Music is important, right? It's an important part of getting the vibe and the energy in the studio, right? And making you feel like you want to go, work out, right? And music's tricky because there's licensing involved, right?
Yeah.
So we have a vendor called Fit Radio that's all they do is fitness music. And if the franchisee is using the right vendor, which there's another can of worms, I don't know if they're supposed to be.
Oh, they are here.
Yeah,
I know
I'm sure
they are.
I have no doubt they're using the Fit Radio app that has many playlists in there that's curated for that music, specifically curated for fitness. So it blends from one song to the other. There's no stop.
Right.
And some lists are better than others. Let's be honest. Some lists are better than others. And sometimes you get something that you really dig. And sometimes it's a little bit like, I don't know about this one, so.
Yeah, that is far from a complaint, by the way, on
No,
my
I'm with
part.
you.
It's just every gym I've ever been in, I've wondered and it's always, well, we have a playlist, and they're curated.
Yeah.
And, and I don't think you'd want to have somebody trying to figure out songs on their own. And,
again, that's why I said if the franchisee is using the proper vendor, because for licensing and for editing, what you don't want is to hear, we've heard horror stories, franchises play, unfortunately, or the trainer played something that was their own and it was vulgar language. And scream music or whatever. And it's like, oh my gosh, so that's just part of the human element of people wanting to change things, right?
Yeah.
That's the human element, But the music's important. Yeah, it's very important.
But it works. And another thing that works is that now you have the announcer, like the announcer voice, that calling the rounds, calling the time, 30 seconds, that I've really appreciated. It gives the trainers more time to work one-on-one. It gives everybody can hear the in-between exercise that you're doing, between rounds. So you and Heather have done all of this stuff with this 9Round brand. What is next, or what hasn't yet been accomplished? Is there anything?
Oh my gosh, that's what keeps me up at night, man. Opportunity, man, opportunity. So of course, there's so much innovation happening in the brand right now. I don't know if your location has the screens, the daily workout screens at each station that demo the workout.
Wow.
We have that in 60 locations, and we were actually able to open some locations we're testing now are open 24 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
And that's where you can go in. If it's not trainer-led time, you can self-guide.
Yeah.
You can self-guide through the screens that you haven't seen yet and the voice timer. And then you have the trainer times as well. If you come with the trainer there, you're going to get the hands-on approach, right? So there's so many innovative things we're doing, and we're excited to test and get these going. International is a massive opportunity for us too. We just signed a 50-unit deal for India, for the southern region of India, and that's a new country for us. So we try to go in 1 to 2 new countries a year. So try to continue building the team here in the home office and the support for the franchisees. And, so there's a lot of work to do.
Yeah. Do you have locations in Europe?
We have some in the UK.
Right.
And that's it. We haven't penetrated, Germany and Switzerland, which I think Germany would be a great market for us, but we're not there yet. So we'll get there one day.
Well, I think you will, because I think it's one of those things where you're turning 15 this year.
Correct.
I think it's been amazing. I just love stuff that works. I love stuff that works. I think as a brand person, as a product person, we just have so much stuff that doesn't work or lets us down. When you started this, did you have any other business experience prior?
Yeah, I did. My brother, and I mentioned my brother earlier, ran 3 karate schools. So because we grew up in one, my brother ended up buying it. And then we expanded. When I got older, I became we kind of partnered together, and we opened location 2 and 3. And I realized with that business, it was very hard to scale. And what I mean by that is the instructors had to be black belts. That took a lot of time. They had to be not only good technicians of martial arts, they had to be good at teaching. And that business is primarily a kid business, So there was a lot of, it was just hard to grow fast. And the franchising idea is a distribution method, right? People can become their own business owner, but yet tap into a brand that has support and structure and all those things we developed over 15 years. And that's how I got to here. But so the business knowledge, I did have some, and it really, really helped me. It served me so well moving into this.
Yeah. Now you personally don't, it seems like you're not putting yourself so much out there, like as the image of the, you know what I mean? Like you're not, you're in, there's posters of you, there's posters of other nice stuff like that. But I don't see you, pushing your own brand, your personal, Shannon the Cannon Hudson. Hi, I'm Shannon the Cannon. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen that.
You're right. You nailed it. I'm focused on the brand. First off, the past few years have been hard for us with COVID, and
Sure.
The past 3 years have been very, very challenging. So I haven't really, could I do more of pushing me? I think so. I just haven't put my energy there yet, but I will, just maybe not right now, but I will. I want to get the brand in a better place.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Well, I think that it's great that there's stuff that's untapped.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that when you're ready to do that, because I could think of some fun scenarios and funny stuff to do with that stuff. I have only a couple more questions. So I wanted to know like what your typical day is, because I got to find time to do my, sometimes I'll do it in the afternoon, sometimes I'll do it in the morning, but everybody's day is busy. But what is Shannon the Cannon's day? A typical day. We're doing a typical day with Shannon the Cannon.
Day with the Cannon. Well, first thing, I make my son's 15. I have a 23-year-old daughter and a 15-year-old son.
Yeah.
And my 23-year-old has finished college, and she's started her own business in the franchise space, not with 9Round, but being a franchise consultant, which is like a real estate broker, but with franchises. So if you were interested in food, she would show you food franchises to look into,
cool.
or whatever it is. But every morning I make my son breakfast and I take him to school. That's our time together. I just really cherish that 15-minute drive with him every morning, and we listen to music and we hang out. And then I go straight from there right to the office and get to work. And then I work out in the afternoons. A lot of people work out in the morning. I just never really got into that. I think, and the reason I believe that is because when I did all the fighting, I always fought at night late, and my training was always afternoon and evening-ish, but to mimic that, right? So I just think for me, it seems to work well. So I'll do 9Round 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
But I do some weight training at home. We have a little small some weights at home, and I'll do that a couple times a week too. And right now, my wife and I we're training for a 10K race. We're doing next weekend. So I've been doing a little bit of running. I'm not a big runner. I just am doing this for fun. And I've only done it's only the second 10K I've ever done in my life. So that's my routine. And I don't sleep I try to sleep 7 hours a night minimum. I can't do this 5-hour thing or this. People talk about I only sleep 4 hours. I mean, high performance don't sleep. That's a bunch of BS. I have to sleep or I don't perform well. I don't function well. So I go to bed about 10:30ish. And get up and go. After my 7 hours, I'm ready to go. So pretty simple, pretty boring.
No, it's good, man. I can't work out first thing. What I do is I get up early. Like you, if I'm going to get up really early, I got to go to bed really early, which I try to do. Then I get up and I work because when you get up, you may have those ideas in your head of like work you got to do and stuff you got to do. And the workout you wouldn't be there. You wouldn't be in the moment. Whereas when I hit a wall with the work or I hit a break, then I go work out. And then while I'm working out, all that stuff can just subconsciously turn around and then maybe come back and, have new ideas. But it's awesome. The last thing is really just to give you the last word. And if there are people out there who are, on the fence, they're facing like a lot of us are. They're not ready to take action. They're not ready, or they don't know if they're ready. And they're the people that we've all been in our lives where we said, I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to change this. What do you tell those people?
Well, a good quote I always say is motivation follows action, not motivation doesn't come first. You don't say I'm motivated to go work out. You just need to go start working out, and then you get motivated. You're like, okay, I'm into it now. I'm going. But so motivation follows action. You just have to start moving. And not 9 rounds, not for everyone. I get that because everyone's attracted to different modalities. Some people like to run, some people love yoga, some people like Pilates. It doesn't matter what your modality is, but I think you should try 9 round, right? I think everyone should at least give it a whirl. But again, motivation follows action. You just have to do the action first.
Yeah. And it's the same in business, I gather. Sometimes you have to take some step. You got to take some step. You don't know where it's going to lead.
Yeah. Even if it's wrong, take it. I mean, I tell people say, I'm not ready to have kids. You're never going to be ready to have kids ever. Just you have them and you become ready, right? I'm not ready to start a business. You're never going to be ready. Start the business and you'll figure it out. The doors will open as you go, right? So no, I'm not ready to be in shape. I'm not ready to commit to a workout program. You're never going to be ready, man. You just need to start going, right? Start going and the doors will open and you'll weave your way through it and it won't be a straight line. It never is. And you'll get there, right?
All right.
If you liked the show,
Yes, and
it worked for you,
yes, then
subscribe and leave a
yes, friend.
5-star review.
Yes, friend.
Tell all your friends.
Yes, friend.
Get your branding here.
Yes, friend.
Get your branding here.
Yes, friend.
Did I make it clear?
Yes, friend.
Get your branding on
Yes.
before they're gone.
Yes.